we make about $500,000 a year on Think Media ad revenue. Brand deals has gone anywhere from a $500 to $1 million a year. And affiliate marketing, probably another $1 million. I was like, I need to package what I know into an online course to teach this. Well, I don't know if I'm money obsessed. It's just you need money for the mission. You need cash flow is oxygen. And that's exactly how I got to essentially 5K a month relatively quick, and then just kept scaling it up. When I started, I focused on one strategy: create intent-based, AKA search-based YouTube videos that help people answer specific questions related to video production and the tools for video production. Another way to put it would be product reviews or product tutorials with a tech YouTube channel that specialized in tools for creators, Think Media. And the income streams were, I would actually say that my focus was to focus only on affiliate marketing and to view YouTube ad revenue as just a byproduct rather than the main goal. And this particular thing that I focused on was ranking videos, meaning I wanted to create videos that, fast forward to today, whether they were I don't even know if they had, I don't think they had 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 on like YouTube when you upload something new in the studio. In fact, in 2010, YouTube Studio Beta, now the official Creator Studio, looked entirely different. But a lot of people want to go for these, of course, viral. The video pops off. It beats your last video. It's parabolic. It like goes straight up. But I sort of had the search-based strategy. The ranked video strategy takes a lot more patience, I think is a lot more powerful and anti-fragile, arguably recession-proof. Because if you rank a video, so if I make a video called, I made a video about my setup that we were using with the fisheye lens on my Canon Vixia for Think International. And because I'd invested in that gear, that video is 14 years old. And it's like a review of that fisheye lens. Here's what's actually crazy is that video still gets views today. It earns about $20 in ad revenue a year. It grew the channel like 5 subscribers. And I think the affiliate link would work, except for the fact that product isn't even for sale. So that you actually might still get credit because it's used. It's like not still, it's pretty old, but you could click like the used on Amazon. But then the fact that also if someone clicks my affiliate link for 24 hours, I get credit for anything else they purchase on that. So let's talk about this. This video is 14 years old. It's still getting views today. And critics might say, well, it only made $20 in a year and grew 5 subscribers. Okay, Ralph, like how many 14-year-old videos do you have that are still bringing in passive income, still actually growing your channel? And I was like, not good at the time. I mean, that was 14 years ago. Like I barely knew what I was doing. I was just taking massive, imperfect, messy action. And I just continued to dial on that process. So when I understood that YouTube is a search engine and an intent-based platform, especially in education, where people go to solve specific problems, learn specific skills, research specific products, I just focused wholly and solely and completely on that one strategy. How many ranked videos could I create? I personally solve for and help a lot of our students solve for finances. I don't know that I'm sure I get criticized for all kinds of things. I don't know, like, but you're money obsessed. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm money obsessed. It's just, you need money for the mission. You need cash flow is oxygen. And I want to start with a business model in mind that is sustainable, that this could actually be practical. So it was of course value first. I think and of course serve the end user, because I think the creators have attention. I think a lot of creators struggle because they need a business and marketing mindset. And I think a lot of business and marketers struggle because they need the creator mindset. But I think that's what was helpful for me was there are all those creative elements, but the business practicality side, especially when I was 6 months away from zero in my bank account, I was like, well, this better practically work. So that was the one strategy. It was like rank videos connected to affiliate marketing for passive income. People also hate on passive income, like, oh, it's not really real. There's no such thing. And I'm like, well, I've got 14-year-old videos still getting views, paying me passively. So well, maybe it's semantics or a debate of terms, but it feels pretty real to me. It feels pretty real to my bank account. Like, so I don't know, here for the debate. So ultimately it's like ranked videos on YouTube are like real passive income, and really passive too, because Amazon has to ship the product. And if the person doesn't like it, they have to deal with returns and they have to deal. So also, I think the key there, though, is for 99% of people, it doesn't work in every niche. Every niche, I believe, can do affiliate marketing, but like every niche, I don't think could do affiliate marketing as their main income stream.
Yeah.
But tech can if you get to enough scale, because I did and can just prove how it happened. And that's exactly how I got to essentially 5K a month relatively quick, and then just kept scaling it up. Because again, the big idea here was when I got $4,500 from what I had earned in December and January of 2016, that was not the same as building your list and making an offer and then selling something, or like having a couple breakout videos, but then having to make some more. That was not only hitting that financial level, but actually creating a new baseline that wasn't going to go much lower than that, because those were all ranked videos. So they had to produce that. Now, of course, it's going to go down because December is higher, but that's what I've continued to compound. It was just how many ranked videos could I have in my library? And I think the reasons people struggle with this, I'll never forget the first payment I got from Amazon affiliates was $2.12. And after like working my face off, it got to like $223. But now it's like 20K a month, almost never goes below, and as high as 50. What more or less, whether I upload new videos or not, because of exactly what we're describing. I have thousands of ranked videos on YouTube. So when we talk about income streams, that was the essentially first and only. And then ad revenue scales up though. So then ad revenue is like, that's cool. And then these days, I mean, FameBit, if anybody remembers that, FameBit was a brand deal marketplace that YouTube eventually acquired, renamed, and then shut down. But I would do a few brand deals and I would get some free products and some other things. But I do think there's something super powerful for every entrepreneur. I think it's probably bigger an issue than today than ever before is shiny object syndrome and distractions and chasing too many income streams. We've got 21 at Think Media, but that's because we have 30 people that can help manage it and run it. And I think it makes sense at our scale.
Wait, you have
but
21,
I think there's
you have 21 revenue streams?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll break them down in a second. But so, anyways, so it was the one thing. And then that became the one thing, the baseline, the pillar. It also gave me some stability because at least in our proven niche, in our business model, it was like, okay, now we have like 5K baseline. And another way to put it is I don't have to like hustle over the next month to replace the 5K. A percentage of that is coming in reoccurring. So I have stability to build on, which gives me, I can make some more videos to grow that number, but then I also can now start creating another thing. So relatively quickly, I was like, I need to package what I know into an online course to teach this. And that's why our main course and program is called Video Ranking Academy. Mm-hmm. So that did come out in 2016, a little rough around the edges, but the core thing had already worked. And it wasn't like I had just done it over the previous few months. I've been doing it since 2010, not just for myself, but for others, with the big idea that 100%, and now it has evolved because a ranked video, by our definition, is any video that ranks in search because someone types something in or asks Siri for an answer to a question on YouTube and your video shows up and their audio search is a real thing, but also suggested, like any video that just keeps getting views for weeks, months, and years to come after you've posted it. That doesn't just launch and then die, but that just continues to get views would be a ranked video. And it's like, if compound interest is, the seventh wonder of the world, ranked videos are the eighth, because it just continues to compound. And even more so, that's to affiliate marketing originally, but for a business owner, you want leads consistently. You want clients or customers to be discovering you and building know, like, and trust as they're watching your content for free. A ranked video is like a employee you pay once that works for free for you for weeks, months, and years to come. I'm not saying it's easy to take the research and the time and the thumbnail and shoot it and edit it and put it out there. But again, what's it worth to have a 5-year-old video that, let's say, brings you 5 leads a month, mm-hmm. and you don't do anything? It's like and it's inbound because you're not cold calling or knocking on doors or doing anything. It is actually inbound traffic that discovered you when they were ready. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, and they had a pain point. They find you on YouTube. They start watching a few videos, and then they give you a call. Now you're texting them. Now they jump on your email list. So that was the initial thing. Then it was like the course. And what's interesting, we also have a book called YouTube Secrets, wrote with my friend Benji. That's actually a separate business, separate LLC called Video Influencers. But I would attribute that to, as far as income, and that's mostly passive today. If you can create an asset like a book, and I probably won't be able to remember all 21 income streams, but when I say 21, I'm going to say physical book, ebook, and audiobook is 3.
Right.
Because they really are 3 different income streams. Audiobook's incredibly, surprisingly lucrative if you also put out a good audiobook. And YouTube Secrets is like 135,000 copies sold. The book ranks, I think it's the #1 best-selling YouTube strategy book. So even as it's discovered natively on Amazon, but that amount of content on YouTube as well is getting discovery to an additional, it's not affiliate marketing, that's our product. And so fast forward to today, and if I combine those 2 businesses, if you will, or just kind of list them out, you've got ad revenue and percentagely, I mean, I'm down to share some number. We make about $500,000 a year on Think Media ad revenue. Now we have a Think Media podcast channel. That's probably 50 grand or something in ad revenue. And then brand deals has gone anywhere from a $500 to $1 million a year business. I don't think we've ever quite hit $1 million, but and then affiliate marketing is probably another $1 million. Now, Amazon's about 300, 400 just itself. But here's kind of the crazy thing to throw out there is we are a part of 100 affiliate programs. No hyperbole there. Certainly some are like, that did $4.17. Like some niche thing, like a plugin for a video editing software, templates that at one time were shouted out in a video, and every once in a while someone. And so, but yeah, that's a lot of SaaS. And then you can split affiliates also into JVs or joint venture partners. Mm-hmm. So I would call that actually separate affiliate marketing, and separately would be joint ventures, meaning if somebody else has something cool, usually in education, like my friend Amy just launched, she helps people with online courses. And so we were like promoting her thing. So
we just had her on the podcast actually.
Yeah. Amy Porterfield is a legend.
Yeah. She's amazing.
She's probably the best for online courses. And so at times especially too, it also helps us focus. What I love about that stuff is sometimes people try to be like, well, I've also done an online course. We fell into this trap for a while. We had this program called Inner Circle. It actually was a very good thing, but I've learned that good is the enemy of the great, and it's a distraction. And it was the fact that like we had learned online courses, ads, funnels, email marketing, like we, and I'm not saying me, I'm saying it's credit to the Think Media team, are pretty good at this stuff. So it was kind of logical. Like, why not have a program where we teach this stuff? But what I realized is a whole nother thing. And we had sort of like a revival at our company where it was like, wait a minute, the book is YouTube Secrets. Like, all roads lead to YouTube, like let's double down on YouTube. And so even though it was a very powerful program, and here was what was actually kind of wild for like a business insight was it was making. This episode is brought to you by StreamYard. StreamYard is our go-to platform here at Think Media for live streaming to Facebook and YouTube and for recording our video podcast. It has an incredibly easy to use interface for built-in branding, transitions, text lower thirds, and seamlessly bringing on guests. And they just added an awesome new feature called local recording. This allows you to take the quality to another level by separating out your audio and video from your guests, giving you more control over your content for later use. This feature is perfect for video and podcast creators. And so to get a special deal on StreamYard right now and to see all the features that are included, just go to streamwiththink.com. That is streamwiththink.com. It was making $25,000 a month MRR, and we shut it down. And so small town kid, college dropout, like that was emotionally difficult to do, but also the fruit of it was insane because once it was sort of, there's this good book called The Pumpkin Plan by Michael Michalowicz, I believe. And it's a business analogy of how to grow a fruitful business based on how to grow a prize-winning pumpkin. Interesting. So how do you do it? Well, the way you grow a prize-winning pumpkin is you have to cut off the little pumpkins because they'll take away from the big one. So even though you're like, well, that one looks so great, Especially it's like fall, like we need our pumpkin spice lattes. Like, we need lots of little pumpkins, different sizes. It'll make the front porch look so nice. It's like, you got to be willing to cut off the little pumpkins if you want to grow a prize winning pumpkin.
Yeah.
And that was, our business grew as a result. Although, I mean, that's crazy. That's 300 grand a year or whatever. Like, but we scaled after we cut off, and we've continued to try to do that over time. So, and then online course is, our main course, Video Reiki Academy. Today, we've got levels to it. So we have like do it, and it's turned into a membership. So it's do it yourself, do it in a small group with kind of cohort based with small groups, or do it with a one-on-one coach. And we now have Think Media coaches. And then when I also said 21 income streams, like I got into a stuff, like we had Dave Ramsey speak at our event, and I'm mainly, we're bootstrapped, never raised money, never took on a small business loan, but we do use credit cards, not that I need to defend myself, but like, and what's like, I consider an income stream, especially because we do paid ads and stuff. I want to say we probably generate well over $100,000 a year from credit card points. I know they're like, no one ever got rich with credit card points. And I'm like,
me.
Yeah, well, and again, I think even for listeners too, they missed that. You hear numbers like this, like, oh my gosh, you're making so much money, and like also true. But like, at the same time, like even right now, we've been running really slim profit margin. We're at record top line revenue because also expansion. So it's like, no, we're paying people, and we just added health insurance, and you got to have cash flow for a rainy day, and we're reinvesting in the business and all kinds of stuff. But that's an income stream. Right. And then I talked about like investments, because I tried it to personal, and investments compounding is an income stream. When they say millionaires have 7, the IRS says the average millionaire has 7 income streams. They actually are, the IRS did not find affiliate ranked videos is not one of them for the average millionaire. It's like real estate, which is true for us as well. And like, and then investments that are growing, and you could go high yield savings. So you could start getting in to see how there could be lots of different, but then, trying to go through more, we do events. So that's a different one. And I think we just call that one, but physical events, paid online events, and then consulting could be one that I would do, and or speaking myself. There's another one, paid speaking engagements. So, I mean, in answer to your question, I'm happy to, share any other areas that I could illuminate, but those are, let me summarize with this. The way we look at Think Media today, and we might break it up in the future or organize it a little bit differently, because but I see it as 4 businesses. I see it as, and the way it's set up is there's leaders over each business. So for example, think the YouTube channel is one business. Kyle Anderson is running, is like our director of the channel, and channels, kind of, you have the podcast channel. And so that business, the goal is to make each business profitable and self-sustaining. And that business is YouTube ads, affiliate marketing, brand deals, and sort of like front facing. But then the other goal is that they all connect and feed each other. And they do, like naturally, as it would. So then the second business would be, you could call it info products or education, membership sites. The third business would be management consulting, which is kind of the wrong term, but it's nice. It's the right term. It's coaching business. And this is kind of a tip I learned was, don't try to reinvent the wheel, but like get your language right. I learned this from Layla Hermosi. Like if you want to hire somebody, like figure out literally what their title should be. And don't like, I don't know exactly, go find it out. Is it a chief operation officer? Is it a director of operations? Is it because they're paid differently, and what exactly do you need? So I was like, man, I kind of want to think about starting a coaching business. Well, sure. But you start reverse engineering back from what would a management consulting company do, would be like, how could that be structured? How could we learn it? And it's just sort of a different approach. So that's why I would call that one the coaching arm. And then the last one would be an events business. And while they're all Think Media or Clear Vision Media Inc., kind of our holding company, ultimately that is sort of the 4 arms that we're building out. And then all these niche income streams sort of connect. And then certainly some of the income streams step into like a personal finance, which lives inside and outside of the company. For example, if you take business revenue, sophisticated business owners, many listening might benefit from this, or some are already doing this. If you're sitting on a bunch of cash, you can still sit on it, but you might as well put it in high yield savings or money markets or something that,
right.
How soon do you need the money? And that's an income stream,
right.
Like, especially depending on how much, dry powder you have, how much cash you're sitting on. Like, you throw $1 million at 5% on the high yield with the way interest rates were.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 50 grand in a year? That's
meaningful.
Am I right? I'm not good at math. So that's an income stream. You just made 50 grand because you put your money to work for you, even at a quote unquote lower level, because interest rates have been so high. That is having your money working smarter, not harder. Hey, we're going to get back into today's episode in just a second, but if you haven't heard, we are running a special sale on the complete package for growing a successful YouTube channel in 2025 for just $57. This special offer includes your ticket to our upcoming YouTube strategy event, the updated YouTube starter kit, our brand new AI prompts guide, our video editing basics course, and our 5-hour YouTube work week system, all included in one bundle. Basically everything you need to start and grow your YouTube channel in 2025, valued at over $1,900. But for a limited time, you could get a massive discount on our most comprehensive YouTube training bundle yet, for just $57. If you want to take advantage of this offer, just click the link in the show notes or go to thinkmediasale.com. But I got to be real with you. This bundle with these products at this price is truly limited. So just click the link in the show notes or go to thinkmediasale.com. All right, let's jump back into the episode.
It's interesting too, seeing it in the 4 business models within the kind of umbrella company. And to think about where you started with 1 to 2 revenue streams, and now there's 21 in 4 different business categories is really amazing. And I think it shows how much you have had this vision all along for what you were building. And I kind of want to kind of wrap us up in this way of like earlier in this conversation, you mentioned early you were thinking about the legacy of the business. And I'm curious now, almost 10 years into Think Media, 15 into YouTube and being a creator, almost 20 actually. What do you feel like your legacy is at this point? Like, and how do you feel about the way that it's developed over time?
That's a deep question. I think that what I ultimately want to solve for is impact. And one simple phrase would be, I'm trying to live up to my God-given potential. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to stewardship is the word for me. There's been a lot of strategy and a lot of thinking that's went into all of this. But I actually think I'm also kind of just a reactionary, intuitive leader, if you will. Because again, it was like, I didn't even jump out until my freelance clients fired me. So then I was like, I guess I'm starting this next thing. And then it was like, we have content creators. We could have a part 2 of the conversation, like this whole idea building media company and having talent and lessons I learned, But like, even that was, were you trying to be the Daily Wire or something? Like, no, like not at all. Like it was sort of almost accidental, but I think it was intentional, but it was stewardship, meaning the people who just came into my life and the conversations that happened over coffee. And I think it's also stewardship. It looks at, man, what's in my hand and how can I multiply it? Which is like a faith-based perspective. Mm-hmm. I believe that's what God challenges us to do. It's like, just what's in your hand, just stewarding. What was put in my hand back in 2003 by my youth pastor was a video camera and Adobe Premiere video editing software. And I just wanted to serve the youth ministry, help it grow, and make the best weekly video announcements that I could. And so then as Think Media has grown, I'm always at the intersection of also thinking about family, kids, solving for those types of things. But as a leader, I'm asking, how far can we go? And what I'm way more into is actually the journey. I certainly, yes, money for the mission, but like right now we're running 1% profit margins, which is actually terrible in the online influencer space, because a lot of people that do, and like course creators and stuff, like they're like, oh, we got 50, 60, 70% profit margins, at least 30. But it's just different mindsets. Respect. There's a good phrase called stay small, keep it all.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you solving for? And so another good book from Michael McAllowis is called Profit First. So profit's a pretty big deal. And this whole thing's going to fall down if there's not enough profit over, but what am I solving for? I am solving for now the stewardship of the incredible humans that have come along to help us build at Think Media, like our executive team, Brian and Kyle and Melissa and Jordan and Sonia, like all of us, is like, who's here? What could we do? What could we build? What's next? How could we steward this thing? And how can we solve for making a difference in our customers and our community and our viewers? And how can we pivot to what's happening? But just, where could this thing go next? Because it's way different than I thought it would look like. And it's kind of like everybody listening to this is trying to climb the mountain, and they think they are shooting for the summit of the mountain. And I feel like I've hit different summits. And it wasn't until I got there that I realized, wow, I just reached the top of the mountain. But now I realize I'm still at the bottom of a whole nother mountain range. Mm-hmm. So now it's just navigating this next season of where are we going for? And so for me, I think legacy is what I would want to solve for. And there's a book called $1 Trillion Coach. Bill Campbell was like a Silicon Valley legend, and 2,000 people were at his funeral. Great and book. Just speaks to the impact and the difference in the lives of people. And it also speaks to me always course correcting, because it's easy to get into just type A, productivity, survival, task oriented. But at the end of the day, it's people. We're in a people business. I tell our team all the time that we're customer focused business. Like what winning looks like is adding value. Yesterday's home runs will not win today's games. Nobody owes us anything. We're not entitled to views tomorrow. We're not entitled. Like we have to just always strive to add value to that end user, and our income will be directly correlated to the value we add to the marketplace. And then, but more probably one of the main things that drives, there's probably two things. I want to make great content, but probably even more importantly, I want to build a great company culture and just do meaningful things with people I love.
Yeah.
So, and I hope, and I think we're experiencing that, I think right now, and culture is like a garden. You got to pull weeds and water it consistently, and you might have an aphids attack in one side and they're eating all your, your leaves or something. I think it's going to happen. It's going to be an ongoing process of planting, nurturing, watering, refining. And so to me, that's kind of what I'm after, and just feeling blessed and humbled and grateful. And there's this verse where King David in the Bible says, "Who am I, God, that you brought me this far?" Life's weird. Like I don't even know what's happening. But it's like, it just feels like stewardship. I'm like, just here we are. What do we do now? And a level of also feeling, 1% profit is also thinking not just what can happen for Sonia and I, my wife, and our kids now, and legacy, but I feel a responsibility to somebody did the math, and it's not just the 30 to 40 people, with contractors, but it's their kids and their families. There's a lot of responsibility on my weight, and I want that responsibility. It's the way I'd be wired. I always love the team leadership. Could we build something, that's special and that's meaningful and have fun in the process? And it goes all the way back to just stewarding that video camera that was put in my hand. I didn't know this YouTube thing would happen. Also, we kept asking, is YouTube going to keep, is it going to turn into being a MySpace? And so the humility I try to have to also just be like, I am incredibly blessed and can't take credit for the fact that a lot of right place, right time to be in YouTube early. And that then YouTube, when we continue to say, Goldman Sachs said that the creator economy is going to double in the next 3 years, revenue, income wise, the next 3 years are going to be the best 3 years in the creator economy. YouTube continues to grow. The made on YouTube thing just happened. It's viewed more than Netflix and Hulu and everything else now. Longer form video, more on TVs. Most predictions is is YouTube going anywhere? No. It's not only is it secure, it continues to compound. Well, shoot, it's really nice. And obviously there's I remember when 2020 happened and a bunch of people launched their book and course on Clubhouse. And, they were going all in on being the number one Clubhouse expert and stuff. Respect is good. Go for it. And I remember being on Clubhouse all day, every day when we all had nothing to do. I don't know how that's working out right now. So, but obviously Clubhouse has shifted and we have Twitter Spaces. Punchline, just incredibly grateful. So stewardship, it's like just stewardship of that, trying to be faithful with what's in my hand, multiply it, and trying to live up to my God-given potential and honor the people around me, the team, my family, our customers, our viewers, and just do the best I can in the process.
Wow. Well, you are. I can tell that you are an amazing leader. I can listen to you talk all day long. And I love the focus on stewardship, like focusing on what's right in front of you, the resources that are in your hand, and kind of having that like open palm, receptive mentality as well, which I can tell has been a constant throughout your journey. Thank you so much for sharing so much wisdom and transparency in this conversation. I get so much life from these discussions, especially when entrepreneurs like you kind of let down the veil a little bit and like really tell us what's going on. And I just appreciate your transparency in that. I know people are going to want to talk to you after this. So where can people connect with you moving forward?
Well, yeah, I want to thank you for having me on, and just so grateful to hope today's conversation was valuable. Yeah. Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel. Instagram, you can slide into my DMs, SeanCannell. And then, Think Media and Think Media Podcast. Like probably Think Media Podcast is where a lot of my energy is. We have 2 shows a week. And so I would, if people are interested, you could definitely check that out. And it's a good time to start and grow a YouTube channel. And it's a tough time to start and grow a YouTube channel. Oh, it's a little bit harder now, for sure. What are you going to do? Complain? It's still, YouTube is recommending small channels and new channels. They just launched some new things for it. So the landscape's always changing, but the data supports right now, there's massive opportunity on YouTube. And when you're even, thinking about how you could build a community and how you could build a circle and how you can, think about other income streams and whatnot, we're there to help you on the Think Media podcast to, the promise is unfiltered YouTube tips for building a profitable channel. So we're there to help you really navigate and create a path to figure out how to make it sustainable and have money for the mission. So that's the Think Media podcast, comes out on audio and the YouTube channel specifically. And I really appreciate you having me on.